no worries.
Hi everybody, welcome to Starlight Wisdom. Thank you for allowing my guides to make that crazy exit or entrance rather. Yeah, that's Nightwolf. He likes to show off his little woo. But it's good. Thank you for joining Starlight Wisdom today, or this morning rather. I would like to just introduce our guest, Micheal.
Hello.
Hello, Micheal. And are you in Australia, sweet?
I am. I'm in Sydney,
You
Australia.
are?
Yeah.
In Sydney. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we're going a little bit far here across the country.
Yes.
Ooh.
But
However,
I was from England originally though, so I know it well. Yeah.
Which part?
Northeast, so not far from Newcastle. But it's been a wee while since I was over there.
Towards Newcastle, towards northeast, yeah.
Yeah, so if people are soccer fans, they near Middlesbrough.
Ah, I'm with you. Well, I'm not too far from Norwich, so it's more kind of central.
Cool. Like near, yeah. Awesome.
What I'm going to do, sweet, I'm just going to share this out to a few groups and stuff.
Sure.
While I'm doing that, what I normally do is put the screen on the guest, and we just tend to ask. The first question normally is, can you talk about when you open to spirituality, how long ago or how long it's been, how it happened, and things like that.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Lovely.
Awesome. Okay, my darling.
Okay, so I guess so my background a little bit. I started doing personal development courses when I was it's about 20 years ago now, and they involved I guess working with the body and the mind, sort of in combination. So working with physical for sort of working with trauma and working with I don't know, your psychology, if you will. And so as a result of working in doing these personal development courses, I ended up studying to be a somatic psychotherapist. So it's like a regular counselor, but it's including the bodily experience. So working with the body in combination with the mind to heal. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Sorry, because I've never heard of that before.
Okay. So so if you go to a regular therapist, a counselor, that you're talking about your stuff, you might go into your family of origin stuff, you might sort of work around issues of whatever's coming up for you in the room. But sometimes with I guess with some people, especially with trauma, some of the information is held in the body, and some of the information is also pre-verbal. Some of the trauma can be pre-verbal. So I work with people. It's sort of like energetic hands-on body work. I wouldn't call it healing as such, but it's more about supporting the self-regulation and the nervous system of clients that are sort of that have had trauma experience to heal, I guess. So it's a two-pronged approach. It's healing through the verbal counseling at the same time as working with the body to sort of release blocks and get back into flow, if you will.
Wonderful. So if you could just explain maybe a little bit to the audience, please, about how what we were just talking about actually does physically damage your body, like trauma and all these kind of things.
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be, life experience really depends on the person's interpretation of events, in their own life. But it could be childhood stuff,
yes,
a little bit of neglect, or it could be to do with the parenting, it could be to do with schooling, it could be really just anything that so it doesn't necessarily have to be, it could be psychological or it could be physical trauma, say an accident of some description. So it really depends on the person. But often with trauma, it can be held in the body and frozen in the body. So working with the body directly helps to thaw out some of the, I guess, the energy. And so the person can move through some of the states that sometimes inhibit, I guess, energy flow. Yeah. And I think as star seeds, I think often a lot of us have had deep trauma, and that's nothing to sort of feel bad about, but really just it's actually made us highly sensitive and able to connect with spirit. Yeah.
I can just agree with that, guys, because I've been doing this for 3 years. I haven't been on my path long. However, in the last year, I mean, the whole 3 years I've been doing different healing things, working with the emotion body, working with the physical body. But at the moment, I'm focusing on the subconscious mind and releasing karma, ancestral stuff, all that kind of trauma. And I've actually been crying for 3 years now to release all that didn't serve me emotionally. It's 3 years of tears every day. But it's stopped now,
I think that's so healing, though. So healing.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah, and it is a rapid time. The energies are supporting us to really clear and release, I guess, at top speed so that we can get on with, I guess, our roles and our missions and become more whole and bring in the energies that the I guess, the cosmic alignments are asking us to sort of work with,
Because you are important, guys. I'm talking to audience members here and everyone who watches back on YouTube. And I mean, me and Michael are sitting here talking to you about our experiences, but each and every one of you going through an individual path and an individual journey. And it's not easy. If you resonate with us, please do share this on. Ask questions if you have any. I'm sure we don't mind bringing answers through if we can. We are holding a sacred space here, so if you feel that you can receive some healing from that, then that's great. I would also just like to thank all your guides and everyone in spirit that's here with us already, because they've drawn in. I can feel them and I can see them as well. So beautiful. Thank you, spirit. So Michael, back to you, my lovely. This is your show. Next, so you explained the start.
So I guess so the somatic, during the somatic bodywork stuff, it was a training where it involved hands-on bodywork and sort of theory, and I guess that's when I started to work with the light language came through. So that was sort of I reckon that was about 2004. Yeah, 2004. But because I guess there was no Facebook back then. Hey, there was no real social media, so I didn't really know what it was, and I hadn't heard of it. And people weren't, I guess, as vocal with it as they are these days, as it's becoming more of a popular modality, and a lot more people are awakening to it. So
definitely.
So I guess
Sorry, darling, please explain just what light language is to the audience, because some people won't know what it is.
Sure. So for me, light language is channeled energy in the form of sound from different sources. I think it depends on the light language channel themselves, who they connect to. Could be I particularly connect with galactic energies and ascended master energies, but I think everyone's experience is different depending on who they are and who they connect to. In the old days, I guess people would say it was talking in tongues, and it's sort of a way to transmit energy for healing. And I feel that it actually works on the energy body, the Merkaba, to activate the body, and also as a cellular. I feel like my work at the moment is all about working with the cellular shifting the cellular consciousness of the body, because that's where I think we're headed, so that we can actually absorb these higher frequencies at a whole organism level. So in a nutshell, it's sort of strange, funny little sounds that help the person attune to different frequencies and then shift their energy in their body. Yeah, and open up to their own awarenesses, you know.
And Guy, thank you for that, Micheal. I also speak light language, and I used to go to church, and I used to speak in tongues as well.
Sure.
And for me, it's totally different. I mean, the frequency. I do completely. It may just be my experience, but you know. But for me, when light language comes through, it comes through in tones a lot because I'm a singer and musician as well. So it does come through in, I think they called it Sophia harmonics or something.
Beautiful.
So I've experienced that just once when I was channeling light language, and and now it's more like language and tones.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Same actually. And I think when I made the parallel to talking in tongues, I think it's just a way for people, I feel, to sort of try and get the grasp of it.
There's a similarity,
yeah, but obviously, very. I think these days, I would say light language was much more cosmic, you know.
Definitely, and everyone can speak it, guys. You know, it's not that we're special. It's an ancient tongue. Everyone can speak it.
I think that's true. I think a lot more people are opening to it as the energies open and shift frequency. I think it's becoming much more of a known modality, and I think it will continue to grow. Yeah.
Agreed. And if we feel guided to bring any through, then I'm sure we will at some point, audience. Sure. My lovely. I'm still sharing and so forth, but what would you say for you has been your most profound experience out of this whole path so far?
Okay. So I guess when I went to Uluru, Ayers Rock in Australia, in the centre of Australia, which is actually as the solar plexus chakra of the earth, and just as Glastonbury's the heart chakra, and I had a really powerful physical experience there, connecting strongly with the Pleiadian energy, the Pleiadian galactics, that actually I feel are very present in that area. And so I'm not a visual person myself, but I'm a sort of feel things and know things. So I had a strong feeling around it, and I had quite a strong response of feeling quite energetically shifted afterwards. I got a really really strong flu actually after I got home. And had some visions in my mind, which I don't normally get of Pleiadians, and coming to me, and it was a really powerful opening of my own connection to the galactics. Yeah. Beautiful.
And how long would you say that was after you had started your journey and so forth?
So I mean, so the light language came through in 2004, but I probably left it alone. I didn't really work with it, and I didn't really know anything about it. So I just didn't tune into it probably till about 2011, and then I started looking at it because I met people on social media that were also using it. So I started to work with it with clients and groups and stuff, and it was really an exponential growth from 2011 to now, so probably, which is about 6 years.
Wow.
Really, like, spirit has really pushed me to work in this way, and it's been sometimes crazy and sometimes really hearty and opening. So I guess I've just followed the breadcrumbs along the way, just following my path, like many of us do.
So what would you say to you is guidance from the universe? How would you explain to someone who has no idea what guidance comes in the form of?
I guess I would. Everybody's different for a start, yeah. So everyone would receive, I guess, information in different ways. For myself, I feel I mean, for people, generally, I would, I get a knowing, I get some sort of spark of a thought, and then it just won't let me go. That I should do something. So it's sort of like or I might see something on a sign that triggers me into thinking, oh, I should do this, or I might sit in meditation and sort of gently listen for information. So I guess it's whatever works for you. And really, it's just about turning your mind, I think, to the potential that there are energies and beings that are supporting us, and we only have to ask for it, and they will somehow give us information, in whatever
And the
way.
more you sorry.
You go, love.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say, then the more you open up to that magic and look for that magic, the more it appears.
Yes.
For myself, it's like, it'll come in music or
beautiful.
an animal or a tree or the wind or, numbers as well.
Numbers.
There's so many ways. Many ways.
Very much.
Beautiful though. But the key point I think you said, Micheal, for the audience there was to when you're in meditation, because that calms down and slows down and pretty much calms the thoughts down, which then, or the fear as well, which allows the guidance to come through. Because we all have that guidance, don't we? Constantly.
Yes, of course.
It's just quieting down, slowing down, allowing it to come through. Yeah. Beautiful. That's a key point. Yeah. So what is it that you do exactly with your gifts now? And what's the best part of it all for you? What do you love to wake up and experience?
I guess that I sort of do private sessions here in Sydney and also do groups. And I really love group work, actually. That's where I feel like I'm really guided to work. I do privates as well, but the groups I really love because the energy of the group is really powerful. When you've got a lot of people aligned energetically and with intent, and I work quite often on certain astrological alignments, whether it be an eclipse, whether it be a full moon, whether it be equinox that we've just had.
Yes.
So those days I really love because it's really a nice, it's a powerful energetic day anyway. There's more energy to work with the portals that are opening at these times. And I guess then with the group process, it's just enhanced and it's just amazing, the energies that can come through and support my own healing, but also the whole group healing. So I think if when you do group work, you really are accelerating your own spiritual journey and your own DNA and organism at the same time as supporting the group. So I guess that's my favorite kind of stuff to do. And I just love the community as well. Because it's great to have like minds, because when everyone's going through so much shit, it's really good to have folks around you that understand and relate in a similar way.
A healer always requires a healer, right? But I agree. But when you say you offer your work and your services, is that on Facebook? Because I'll write it up on the screen for the and see if they resonate.
I've got my website is www.soulmagiccollective.com. So all one word .com. So that
collective. Yeah, sorry.
Soul Magic Collective,
COLLECTIVE collective.com.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you. So that's now up on the screen, hopefully.
Cool. Just it's not got the K in though, but that's all good.
Oh, whereabouts? Sorry.
The magic was just C, not K, but it's all right, lovely. They'll work it out. Don't worry.
Okay. Cool. I'll change it though if I can.
Okay, love. But you can.
That's cool.
Okay, but I can put it on the underneath after even.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Soul Magic J. I see.
So basically, my work is around supporting starseeds and supporting sensitives to come into themselves, activate their soul gifts and knowledge, and I guess strengthen their. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sort of to actually, I guess, because of the bodywork component of my training, I guess. I like to work with the body and the energy and the mind, and I think that's a good way for folks to really ground and embody the energies through them, because in that way we can support each other and the earth. Because I feel at this time it's really about us as starseeds bringing and divine conduits of energy, bringing through this beautiful golden energy that's coming through our bodies, through our chakra pillars, through our conduits, and grounding it into the earth, so that we can actually transform the earth grids and build the new earth frequency.
Definitely. I've just been asked by Spirit to bring this through out of my medicine bag, so I'm just going to read this quickly.
Please do.
It's a prayer of Saint Francis. So, and hello to the audience. Thank you for joining us, guys. On screen is Michael's website, where you can find his services listed and everything else. Okay. So, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. And where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. And where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And so it is. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whew, that was lovely. Spirit asked me to bring that through. So, I'd like to ask the audience if anyone has any questions. Perhaps pull up a couple of comments. Natasha says hi. Moira says hi. Elizabeth says hi. Natasha says, Michael would love to hear what you can pick up for me, if anything, energetically. I'm not sure if you do that or not, Michael. I'll leave that in your hands.
It's hard for me. I do.
I can show the comment if that helps.
I can't see.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I feel like I don't know about, and particularly right now for you individually, lovely Natasha, but I just feel that just the piece that you just read out, lovely, it just feels there's a lot of people, I think, opening up deep stuff right now, and probably Natasha too, yeah. And this is a time where very old emotions are rising in the collective, and it's so I guess my what I feel to say to Natasha and everybody that's listening is that if you're going through some strong emotions right now, that know that this is actually part of a very collective deepening, and that a lot of people are going through quite deep releases as we move through these really strong energies that have been pounding us really since the eclipse season, So I guess my advice is to everybody and Natasha to just really not to buy the stories of the emotions that are coming up, that often they're old energies that are karmic and just need to be released. And I feel that and that whatever's going on for you, I feel like it will resolve shortly, maybe 3 weeks' time. Yeah. So just to really, I think just everyone, I think, and Natasha, to be really gentle with what's unfolding and knowing that it is in divine order, I guess, of what needs to happen to take to you to the next place. Yeah. I don't know if that happened, but yeah.
Oh, thank you, Michael. That was wonderful. I hope that resonated. Natasha, if you could let us know, please, that would be great. Thank you. And hello, Dale. I'm just being asked to bring in some light language as well. I'm hearing it's a clearing language.
Beautiful.
Clearing session.
I felt that too when I felt like there's some energy for Natasha. So maybe you go first, and then maybe I'll do some too if it feels right.
Yeah. Oh, please, if you decide to jump in while I'm doing it, go ahead. I don't mind.
Okay, love.
The high is good for all, right? So guys, we're just going to go within, and I'm also a Reiki practitioner, and we do various types of healings, both of us. So we'll bring through some energy and some clearing to start with, and then we'll see how spirit guides us and how we feel from there. So so we'll just relax, guys. Just center in your heart and have some water by you if possible to help you stay grounded during and after a meditation or healing. That's nice. Thank you. Ratayana Serakisa Metin or Mayat. Zaranaya Koratisi Oramasi. Okay, I'm just being asked to bring in the drum as well.
I'm just going to bring in some sound now too.
Okay.
Kushkota te balana nutoya taraki, kanda narat kushkata te bananaki, bono no to shulkota te patriaraka, gashka tututi balagi, tututi belaka, elegete te bono no kushulko no shulkote badarari, alakodoya badaraya laka, yalaka ishki tu shushki batikika.
Ernayatasika azurmaya toratiana kisi artusuratiaza. And just bringing in the light of the infinity symbol.
Beautiful. Kushka ba la dia patu, manda tilkodari patadaka, kashkele dite mono shuripati, badikototoro rebecca, ricototoro pakatiki, roko pakatiko sholoki bedi. Yataka, tataki, kotrokoshkotika, patiki to kotepaka, kishka tiko, takatakatakotepiki, takatakatakotepiki, patakatakatakotepikoteka, kaka, kishkele kuka, tikotekika.
Tusura atiana namasa ekarata ya tannasu ortia ka anama sharata ya I'd just like to ask Saint Germain also to come in and to bring in the violet flame. I just allow this violet flame, with your permission given only, to cleanse you in your space of anything that's non-serving. We ask that you are disconnected, cleansed, and cleared from anything of the old 3D grid and connected to the 5D grid and collective consciousness of love and light. So it is. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel that was very powerful.
That was. And like you were saying, working in numbers always magnifies and heightens everything, in my experience, and yourself as well.
Yeah. I felt like there was the ancients are very happy that we've connected and brought through these two energies of the masculine and feminine.
That's exactly what they said to me before I invited you to do this show.
I remember you saying,
the balance, exactly, which I'm really grateful for. It's worked out. And maybe if you'd like to come on again in the future and do another show, it'd be great. Perhaps we could organize something to make it, like, rather than a chat, perhaps a bit more healing around and see what happens.
Sure. We can find a time and a topic and do something. Sure.
Definitely. So we have some lovely comments, and if I could just say, when you were speaking your tongue, I heard 3 different voices. I'm serious. I heard your human voice and some more galactic voices. Yeah.
And what do you know who they are?
Aspects of you?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was just curious. I don't always know exactly the origin of the sound that I make. Sometimes I know that it's for the highest good of the moment, but I do feel I feel like it was actually Palladian and Acturian energies that were here to help healing and karmic clearing. So it was beautiful that you brought in Saint Germain at the end.
Oh, thank you. From what I remember, I heard some of what I heard did sound quite Pleiadian, because that's they're very deep, very tones, like beeps, like a computer almost. But what I heard from you, it sounded more like what you'd hear from the tribes in Africa, like when they talk, their tongues click.
Yeah.
That kind of like very, very ancient tongue. Profound as well. Just its sound, but guys, light language actually penetrates the physical body and the DNA, as far as I'm aware, and it's the only tool that can, like psychic surgery and the other tools we can use. Elizabeth says your energy flows well together. Divine. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Bless you. Thank you.
Elizabeth says I have angel bumps. Thank you, Emily and Michael. Oh, bless her. Elizabeth says as well, Natasha, thank you. I have been waiting a long time to find resolution to my visions, which has left me tormented. Cancel, clear, delete. 3 weeks around. Wonderful to see a positive shift coming into my life.
I do feel that I do feel that the energies are shifting us, and I do feel that it is sometimes it's quite yucky. It's quite yucky before the good stuff comes.
Yeah. The storm before the sun.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, as well, I feel that's quite collective, because I've recently gone through that, like the ending of not just one life, but several past lives.
Yes.
All culminating in this life, So
yeah,
that's wonderful.
Me too. I feel like there's many timelines been dominoed down all at once. So it's a little bit crazy making at times, yeah? It's a little bit intense as we... And in that, I think this is this cellular shift that's happening in our organisms. And so it is, like you said earlier, Emily, it is really important to drink water and ground and do that stuff that, you know, supports your nervous system and your energy body as we shift frequency. Yeah.
And diet, guys, if I can just add, because I'm studying how to be a practitioner and vegan and vegetarian dietitian. Beautiful. Because I've had a lot of surgery, so I'm learning that to help heal my body and help heal others as well.
Cool.
Your diet, guys, makes a huge impact on, at least in my experience and the clients I've worked with, on your psychic gifts and your abilities and so forth. Things like dairy and meat, especially red meat, it lowers the vibration, you know, alcohol, all this kind of stuff. I smoke and I'm doing my best to switch over. This hasn't got nicotine in. This is just a vape. It's just like I'm smoking, but there's no chemicals in it whatsoever. It's like an organic fluid as well. So I'm doing my best because I've been on this long journey, and oh gosh, if you'd met me 8 years ago to who I am now, probably like the same as yourself, you changed so much, right? Have you changed much, Michael? Did you change much around you?
Yeah, totally. When I first came over to Sydney, I was a real party boy, you know what I mean? So I actually, I very much did my fair share of partying, and over time, as I've worked, I feel like, but you know, we are living in a human world, and I think sometimes as we're going through these shifts, sometimes we do need a little crutch, and whether it's a cigarette or chocolate or, you know, a burger for some people, you know, it's sort of like it sort of feels like, I think, just to be kind as much as we can, and to sort of, if we do slip off the wagon a little occasionally, that's okay. But yeah, I think I definitely agree with you around all that stuff you said about around vibration, because it does lower your energy to do certain things.
But then it's like what you take in, guys, not just your food, the media you listen to, what you look at, the people in your life. There's so much, you know. It's just about loving yourself, and rather than you know, totally stopping everything you love, just having a balance. So if you're gonna eat, you know, that rubbishy chocolate, make sure you eat a lot of good stuff as well, and just have a balance.
I agree. Yeah, exactly. Just, you know, if you have a naughty phase, just counteract it.
Exactly. That's it, guys. I mean, I don't feel that God wants us to punish ourselves or, you know, live without enjoying life. You know, the ego is there for a reason. You know, it's our character on the stage, so to speak, and it's fun exploring in it.
And I really love the work you're doing here to get out the information to the people, and
thank you.
You know, and support the community. It's really valuable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Also, what you're doing, Michael. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a complete honor. We've not completely finished yet, but just being yourself and sharing your gifts is amazing. So thank you. I know how much hard work it takes to be a channel, an authentic, you know, humbling.
It does. It takes work. It takes.
It does.
Really looking after yourself. It really
takes dedication and commitment, and sometimes discipline. You know, it's
it does.
Definitely.
For sure.
But what comes out of that at the end of it is worth so much more.
Yes.
Amazing. It's magical. So, guys, does anyone have any questions or anything? Elizabeth says, Keep your home high vibrational and happy. That's also another good one. Yeah, keeping your home cleansed.
Yes. Yes.
I do a lot of trauma work in my home, of my own work.
Yes.
And it can leave just dense energy in the corners of the houses.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I read that square houses are not conducive for vibration, and they actually trap negative vibration within. Whereas like the ancients would build as pyramids, or you'd have the hut, the circle, right?
Yeah.
So it would be conducive for vibration to escape and cleanse.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your houses cleansed as well, guys. As much as your body and your soul and your mind. And oh wow. So I agree with you. Micheal is incredible. Let's put this up on the screen. Where are we? Micheal is incredible. Oh, sorry, hang on. I agree with you, Emily. Micheal and Michael's doing incredible. She's the only person in our town that's been speaking. Oh, bless you.
No.
But Micheal, with you as well, my love. I mean, so you said you've been doing this for how many years? Because you did say since 2000. When?
Well, 2004 was when the language light language came to me. But I just sort of put it. I wasn't very grounded back then, and I think if I'd started working with it back then, it would have been a bit intense for me. So I left it alone till probably about 2011 or 12.
Yeah.
And then I've sort of really started working with it a whole lot more since then. So 6 years or so.
So has it been 6 years you've been on your path, or 6 years since you've been speaking light language?
So it was 2004 when I first started speaking light language, I guess. And that was when I was studying somatic psychotherapy.
Yeah.
And then I sort of, while I was studying somatic psychotherapy, I actually studied. I was studying with Tibetan Buddhist teachers. So back then, I was really, I would say, working with Buddhist principles and Buddhist deity practices. And really that helped to open my channel, because it's all about energy. It's all about Tantra and in being with your own energy. And then so that continued probably 2010, 11. And then I sort of moved. I went to a retreat with somebody who was a light language channel themselves, and that allowed me to really own it and actually find a way to work with people. So it was around 2011, 12 that I started working with clients individually, and then bringing it into groups. Yeah.
So it's been how many years in total?
So it must. So it's now So it must be about 14 years. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was working to. So 14 years. So you must have experienced quite a lot of release work and trauma work and ancestral work. And
I've done it. I feel like if we're doing this, if we're being of service to folks, I think the only way to do this work is to actually do your own inner work.
Thank you so much for saying that. It's so nice to hear. Yeah.
Because you really have to be in a plus, because you have to know your own stuff, and you also have to it's by the embodiment of the channel and the clearing of your own energy that then you can support others to do the same and be the same. So it's been a process and an ongoing process, and sometimes annoyingly so, but I wouldn't have it anyway. Like you said, it's my path, and it's what I get up in the morning for, to actually do this work. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's lovely. And I completely agree. Only yesterday I was releasing more trauma stuff, and I gave myself a day off basically so I could focus on me, because that is important as well. Not only does that color our lens as healers, our beliefs and experiences and things, but if we're emotionally tied in as well, that can interfere with the healing I've found as well. So yeah, it's best advice you could give, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for energetic star seeds, and light workers that are highly sensitive to energies and working with energy. It's really, I think that their own healing work is really important so that they can feel really strong to not get knocked around by others' energies that they're healing.
Yes,
you
of
know,
course.
because you can do that too, which is part of being human anyway. But I think the more you stabilize your own chakra pillar, the less impacted you are by others. Yeah.
Definitely. I'm actually in Indigo, so we like all soul groups. We also have collective lessons, just to explain to the audience to learn. So sometimes, guys, if you're learning a lesson, it could also be collective. It's not necessarily your own.
Sure.
So it's always good to talk to your higher self and your guides, and to figure these things out. Self-inquiry, best way. Just go within. Always go with him.
I agree.
Okay, my darling, we've got about 9 minutes left. It's gone quick.
Any questions or anything anyone wants to ask?
Any questions, guys? I'd like to know if the audience have any questions. If I can just please let you guys know quickly who I am and so forth, just very quickly. I'll put my pages up on the screen. So my name is Emily, guys. I have a chat group on Facebook, which is called the same name, Starlight Wisdom. You can send a message if you guys would like to join that. It's just an ascension group where we're supporting each other through and helping each other grow. I also have a page on Facebook, and I'm going to write it on the screen. It's called Indigo Soul Starseed. This is where you can find my services listed, animal and human variation healings. And I'm also an oracle card reader as well, who specializes in past life and life purpose, also path life. You can reach me on there, guys. Even if you're not looking for services and you just want someone to talk to, you resonate with me, please do message me. I'm always there to try and help the best I can. And I would also like you guys, if you resonate, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Starlight Wisdom, the same name as the show, because we have amazing souls all week. Today we've had the lovely Micheal. We're so grateful and honored for this experience. Tomorrow we have a wonderful medium coming on the show, a lady called Tracy Lee. And then Friday we have another Indigo actor, healer, like amazing souls. So from America. So do subscribe if you resonate, and keep checking back for future interviews. I would also like to say we'll leave our links underneath. There'll be a link if you guys could leave a love donation. There'll be a link to PayPal. Again, it's not necessary, but if you can, we're grateful for help towards the show. And Micheal, will you please leave all of your pages and everything under the show as well?
Sure.
You can. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Can you just quickly explain just like a list of the services you offer as well?
Okay.
Please, sweet.
So at this moment I do 1 hour and half an hour healings. I can do those online if people are overseas. Online energy work through I guess working with soul purpose stuff, soul activation, through light language, and through bringing, I guess, information from my higher self to the client. It's actually, I think it's all in the Soul Magic Collective website, but basically it's working with the chakras. A lot of my work is actually working with clearing, aligning, and activating the chakra system 1 to 7, but also opening up the astral chakras, the 8 to 12, which is sitting above the head. So I find that people feel more clarity and feel more aligned in themselves and their energy when they've had a session, whether it's half an hour or whether it's an hour. So if it resonates, they can check out my website.
Beautiful. Thank you once again. And Spirit just mentioned to me as you were saying that, do you also what is it? Do you put in 5D chakras? Is that something you do as well?
I said so when you ask that question, I work with imprinting energetically meridians, activating the meridians within the auric field. So it's sort of like it's I'm just getting it from my guides that it is it's really about bringing in the multidimensional template. Yeah. So it's bringing in the multidimensional template. Some of that is it sits outside the physical body. So yes, it's actually working with the chakra system of the and the meridian system of the auric field to bring all timelines into the one, really. Yeah.
And that is a wrap. Really beautiful, Michael. Thank you for explaining that. I'd just like to say to a guy on the audience before I go, Dale, you've asked me if it's your life path to be a healer. If you'd like to work with me and do a reading, I can work with you on that, sweet, but I would have to connect into your guides and so forth and speak to them. So please do communicate with me if you are interested in that. All right, my darling. Thank you. It takes about 2 hours for me to sit down and do a proper reading. So, it's in depth. All right, my darling. But thank you once again, Michael.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
And once again, please do leave your links underneath. And guys, if you resonated with the show, for free, join Starlight Wisdom on YouTube and watch all future shows. All right, everyone. Lots of love. Namaste, thanks, Michael.
Namaste.
Great to meet you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bless. Thank you again for Michael for coming on. As it had actually been booked for tomorrow, but forgive me, international guests, different time zones, it keeps throwing me. The last 2 interviews have been very spontaneous, but it's worked out well. But Dale, Spirit is coming through to me with just a message to explain. We have a life purpose, but we have many avenues of that one purpose, my lovely. And I do specialize in life purpose readings. So if you would like an in-depth life purpose reading, please do check out Indigo Soul Starseed, where my reviews are, and everything else is listed. And you can also write a message to me on there. Okay, my lovely? I am available today if you would like that reading today. Thanks, everyone. Namaste, blessings. And thank you to all the spirit that have been a part of this show. I love you all, and so it is. Hopefully see you tomorrow for the medium, Tracy Lee. Bye from Emily, Starlight Wisdom. Love you.